All right. How to get rich with AI in 2026, explained in 10 minutes. All right, so we've been talking a little bit about how websites are really just part of an overall strategy. So let's look at the strategy. Okay. So this business model is super simple. And because we have AI, it just makes things way easier. And again, we're playing with some psychology. That's going to open up the door for us to, again, offer multiple services that bring in a monthly recurring revenue, and to have this client work with this client, help them bring in new sales and customers and keep them paying month after month after month. Okay. And it all bases around this one principle. Of course, we call this Baby Yoda strategy. It starts with a foot in the door service. We typically offer it as a trial, a results first trial. Okay. And then we close the deal. And then we upsell other services. Okay, the foot in the door, I say results first trial, meaning we're going to show them the result. And that's our way of convincing them that we can help them. We know what we're doing, that we're the right person for the job. And then all we're doing is we're closing the deal on the foot in the door. So again, we offer results first. We show them the result. Then the goal is to close that deal. Okay. For our current strategy, that's going to end up being a one-time sale of that thing. Okay. Then the goal is, once they're happy, they got the result, they're happy, they're now a client, then we can offer them other services that will help them. And those are typically monthly reoccurring income. Those are monthly services. They pay us monthly for those. Okay. So for the foot in the door, again, the goal is we got to get in. Okay. We're looking for something easy to get in so that then we can then offer other things. So the foot in the door service has to meet some certain criteria. First and foremost, it needs to be needed or desired by business owners. Okay. It has to be something that they want or that they need. That doesn't necessarily have to be the same thing, right? Need or want. But in the end, if there's no need or desire there, then it doesn't work. Okay. It should also be easy and fast to deliver. If I'm doing something essentially for free to show them a result, I don't want it to be labor intensive. I don't want it to be something hard and time consuming, right? So it should be easy and fast to deliver. And then also it should be priced to sell. Meaning once I show them the result, it should be very easy for them to be impressed by that result and say yes to the thing. Okay. Again, what we are using that meets all that criteria are websites, specifically AI built websites. Okay. Needed and desired by business owners. Again, I've already told the story. Business owners pay tens of thousands of dollars for websites and then put up a fight for services because they feel that the website is needed. It's very important to their business. They don't always feel the same way about services. So websites already have a psychological hold on business owners or effect on business owners where they like, hey, I need a website. It's one of the first three things that they do once they decide on a business name and say, yeah, I'm going to do a business. All right, what do I need? One of the first three things on that list is going to be a website. They all just think that automatically. So it already meets the first. It's easy and fast to deliver. Back in the day, not so much, but because we have AI now, very easy and very fast to deliver. Okay. And then price to sell. Again, we're going to price ours $5,000 to $3,000. Again, that's a good starting point. Okay. We've already know that there's people selling these for $5,000 up to $10,000 for each of these websites. But why $5,500 to $3,000? Because it's, again, the average local business website would be anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000. That's just the range it's been, depending on how many things is what's going on. So we're already priced competitively. We're priced to sell, but also because we have AI helping us, it's not super labor intensive. We don't really need anything else other than a simple tool. Again, we use Lovable for that, which has a free plan. So we can build a site completely for free in minutes. So this is priced to sell compared to other websites that they may have been shopping against and or just be aware of, like, oh, a website's going to be so expensive. This is very easy to sell. Why the range? Because when you're just starting off, you may hover around the $500 because you're just not confident enough. But as we talked about, price is just a product of your confidence. As your confidence increases, you should be very close to that $3,000 range, or again, like others, exceeding that if you want. You have that option. It's very flexible. Okay. Then once we've gotten our foot in the door and we sold that website, our next step is to simply upsell other services. Okay. What we want is, because there's 10 million things that we can offer, we want to focus on things that can help increase sales and customers, because that's just very attractive. If we can tie a service to helping a business get more sales and customers, that helps them say yes. Now, remember, we've already sold the website. So there's another psychological thing there. People are more likely to buy things from people that they've already bought from. Okay. So we already have that on our side. So now we add in these other things, helping increase sales and customers. Well, that's a super huge plus to convince them to say yes to the next step or to one of these next services. We also want those easy to execute and or easy to outsource. Okay. Why is that? Well, if we're building a business, some of us might be starting off part-time as like a side hustle. Some of us might want to go in full-time as a full-time business. Either way, as we grow, our time is either limited right away when we start because we're not doing this full time, or as we grow, we get more clients and we can't necessarily handle capacity. We have to have things, if we want to grow successfully as a business, not create a job where we're stuck glued to the computer for 12 hours a day. If we want to have a real business where I can just be a business owner and have my business make money and provide services, the services I provide need to be, again, easy to execute and or easy to outsource so that I can bring in other people to help me in my business and it not take a year to train them up on it. Okay. So once we know that these are the criteria that we want our services to meet, it's very easy to focus our services amongst the 10 million things out there that we could do to just a handful. And us, what we do is we focus on these services here. We have message marketing, which is just email and text campaigns. Right? For all of us that went through Black Friday not too long ago, okay, you guys got 10 million texts, 10 million emails from sales, from this business and this business. That's all message marketing is. It's sending out email offers and text offers to a list of people, to a list of contacts. We have lead generation. And so, by the way, so message marketing, we send out offers. Within 24 hours, people are claiming those offers. People are making purchases, they're booking appointments, whatever that is. It's a very fast, easy, effective service. Lead generation is the same way, right? That's putting Facebook ads or Google ads out there to attract new business, right? You guys have all seen an ad on Facebook or an ad on Instagram, or you've been searching on Google and seen Google ads. Okay. That's all. We do that too, right? That's what we offer because that's a very popular service. And what it does is it helps attract new customers into a business. Local SEO. All that means is we're helping our business client, we're helping our business get seen when people search in Google, right? When people search in Google for results, you guys have all done it, right? You see a list of businesses, list of options based on your search results. Well, local SEO is helping our client get shown high in the results when people are searching for their services. If it's a plumber, I want my plumber client to show high in the Google results, also up in the Google Maps area. Okay. That's all local SEO is. Okay. Helping them do that, helping them accomplish that, get high results and the high rankings in Google. And then there's review management, helping them get reviews. Every business on the planet understands how a positive review online about their business is good for their business. Okay. So all of these services are focused on helping that business increase sales and customers, and they're actually all easy to execute. Okay. We have a lot of automations, and even AI can help us in a lot of these areas as well. Okay. So now we have our core group of upsell services. So again, foot in the door of the website. And then our goal is to simply sell these services. I highlight message marketing here because it's the next easiest thing to do after the website. Okay. It takes little to no setup time, 30 minutes, you're completely done, and results come in within 24 hours. Okay. And the results are basically pure money. I like to call it the business ATM. Okay. So anyway, I have my handful of services. Now I know what's going on with the business. Now I just got to go find clients. So I have several areas to do this, several categories when it comes to finding clients. First category is the easiest and highest converting. I shouldn't say highest converting because technically the third is the highest converting, but it's near the top. Okay, it's the next one down. And it's people already asking for help. Okay, it doesn't get any easier to sell a website to someone who's asking for help building a website, who's literally asking for someone to build them a website. I mean, that's just common sense, pure logic. It doesn't matter who you are on this planet, everyone can understand that. Okay. And the great thing is there's a lot of job sites out there. There's a lot of sites that exist where people go and ask for help. Sites like Upwork, sites like Freelancer, Guru, Thumbtack. These are all places where business owners from around the world 24/7 go there and post and say, I need a website. I want my website redesigned. Can someone help me fix this on my website? All these things that apply to what it is I'm doing. And it's not just websites. I can go there and find people asking for these marketing services as well. Okay. So I have tons of options to get my foot in the door with businesses, with my whole portfolio of services. Again, we like to use the website because it's very, very easy to get that going as a results first foot in the door strategy. But I can pivot if I need to other marketing services as I look on these sites and see what's out there. Okay. The second option or second category, it's the lowest converting, but it has the biggest scale, meaning there's more people in this pot, in this category than there are the other categories. However, I'm going to have to go through a lot of people before I get my first yes. But that's okay when I'm trying to grow my business, because the goal isn't to just focus on one category. My goal would be to utilize as many categories as I can, right? So the second is high potential need, meaning I don't know if they need a website, but there's a good possibility that they may or do. And one of the places I can easily go for that is Google Maps. I can literally go on Google Maps, do a search for plumbers in Miami, so any niche in any city, and go to the Google Maps listings, click on the more businesses where it opens up the full list, and I can just go through, and anyone who doesn't have a website listed, those are nice, easy prime candidates to reach out to. It doesn't mean that they don't have a website. It could just mean Google didn't scrape the internet good enough and find their website, or they have a different name for the website than they do their actual company name. It could be something like that. It doesn't matter. All I'm looking for is an opportunity to go knock on the door and say, hey, I noticed this. Notice you didn't have a website listing. I put together a demo what that website might look like for you. Here's a link. Check it out. Okay. So I have people that have a high potential need, but also understand is once I exhaust that, right? I just go through the people who don't have websites listed, but there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of niches and a lot of cities I can go through for that. I can also reach out really to anybody. Okay. Because we don't know who's looking to replace their website that they built 10 years ago and been looking for an upgrade. They just haven't had time. They're just waiting on someone to reach out to them. Okay. And with our results first strategy, where we're actually building the website first and then sending them a link, a lot of people, right, that opens up the door for a lot of people to say yes to the opportunity because it's already there in front of them. Okay. And then third, which is the highest converting actually, is word of mouth. It's your network. It's your arm's reach. Basically, it's me reaching out to my network saying, hey, I'm doing this. If you know any business owners that may benefit from this, I'm happy, I'd love to chat with them. Okay. I'm saying it in that way versus, hey, I do websites. Do any of you need websites? I'm not asking my network if they need websites or if they need help. I'm asking them, do they know anybody? Because that's one, less cringy. A lot of people don't like to ask, like, oh, I feel kind of cringy on that. It's like the person that that sells an insurance. They get into insurance and then they start calling all their friends, right? And it's just the way it works, right? Hey, call your friends first. Hey, I'm doing insurance. Some people are like, oh, it's cringy. I haven't talked to Jack in forever. Now out of blue, and 2 years later, he's called me because he's selling insurance. Like some people get this weird thing about that. cool. One, we're not asking them directly. We're just asking them if they know anybody. But two, the insidious thing is we're also essentially letting them know that we do that. We're just asking it in a different way so that just in the case there is someone who is like, oh, wow, yeah, you know what? I don't know anyone, but I actually could benefit from that. I just opened up a yoga studio, whatever. You don't know who you don't know. We found over the years that there's a lot of people in your network that you don't know, but your friends know. So you're tapping into their network that has led to a lot of business. In fact, the first couple of years of our program, the number one way people landed clients was through arm's reach. Okay. But there's nothing more powerful than a referral. Hey, talk to my friend Jack, right? He might be in some need. And I call him, hey, I'm Bob's friend. What's up, Jack? How are you doing? My name's Jason. I'm Bob's friend. Oh, Bob, yeah. Hey, I'm doing some things. He said you might benefit for you. I'm not sure. And hey, you want to have a chat? Hey, yeah, sure. You know, Jack recommended you, whatever. It's such a close connection. A lot of people buy from third-party recommendation versus just out of the blue. Okay. So the cool thing is I can use all of these categories to get clients, and then it becomes just an execution thing. Okay. All I'm doing then every day when I wake up is I identify the opportunity. I use AI to build my website in minutes for that opportunity. I will then use AI again. So where are we using AI here? I can use Lovable for that. Okay. Then I can use AI to build me a prospecting or proposal script, an outreach script, whether I'm putting a bid in or a proposal in on like Upwork or Freelancer, or I just need a cold email script to email someone on Google Maps, or I want to type up a nice Facebook message to someone who's in my network or recommended someone from my network. I can use ChatGPT or, I mean, again, any of these. ChatGPT, there's Claude, there's 10 million of them at this point. Okay, it doesn't matter. They all do the same thing. And then all I'm doing then is ultimately trying to sell the website. Okay, this is the goal. I'm doing this with the ultimate goal of selling a website. Then once I sell a website to someone, I'm then going to offer other services, which just makes sense, right? They got a website. Now the next best thing is to get eyes on that website, get eyes on their business, have a conversation of what you might be able to help them with to bring in new customers and sales. They're all going to be open to that conversation. Whether they get something or not, it really, in the end, it's not 100% guarantee. But what happens is once you sell the website, they are a client. And that may lead to other business, or it may lead other business with them, right? Which helps them bring in new customers and sales. You get paid for that, right? It's a win-win. Or they don't need anything right now, but they can refer you to someone in their network, right? Because you're going to ask them if anyone else may need help. Again, business owners know other business owners. I'm not saying if you're working with a plumber that they're going to give you other plumber names. I don't care about that. But that plumber might know an electrician. When they go to commercial builds or residential builds, they probably run into electricians or remodelers or other people, right? That they probably know that they could potentially refer you to. And that may happen right after the sale or 30 days from now, 60 days from then, 90 days, 6 months, a year. You never know, because once they're a client, and now they're in your network, and business may come then or down the road. And this is all I'm doing every day, over and over and over. And then I can actually have goals around this, right? If I can average out and get my websites around $2,000 and on average close $1,500 a month in marketing services. Now, again, it doesn't mean every client is $2,000. I may sell one for $1,000. I may sell one for $3,000. I may sell one for $500. My monthly services can be all over the place. But in the end, between the 4 services, right? Lead gen alone is worth $1,000. Easy. It could be $1,500 alone just for lead gen, let alone $300 to $500 for message marketing, $200 to $500 for review management, $1,000 to $2,000 for local SEO, $1,500 a month for an average isn't unrealistic whatsoever. It's very attainable and very realistic. Same thing with a $2,000 website. Okay. If I build up to these numbers, okay, 5 clients will have paid me $10,000 just cash in my pocket, and then $7,500 a month in reoccurring monthly services. That's 5 clients on this average. Okay. And then all I'm doing is my goal is to get another 5 clients in 2027 and then 2028. And this is how I stack and grow. Okay. Again, not every client will get monthly services, but some clients will get all your services. Okay. So just understand that what we're shooting for, what we have here are goals. Very realistic and attainable, because what I wanted to show you with this is it doesn't take many clients to fulfill your financial goals. A lot of people say, hey, I just want to make, I'd like to be making $5,000 a month doing this, or I'd like to make $10,000 a month doing this, or I want to make $50,000 a year or $100,000, whatever that is. And some people get in their head that I have to work with 10 million clients to do that. You don't. 5 clients can put you exactly where you want to be. It doesn't take many, right? So this is the easiest way right here, this process, this strategy, to use AI and make a lot of money, right? Fulfill your financial goals, hit your financial goals, and even exceed them in 2026 and beyond. Okay. All right, let's go back to this. Okay, leave it there. That's what I wanted to cover. I wanted to just break down the process, right? So we talked a lot about websites and ultimately how it's really just a foot in the door. Okay, so that's the important part to understand. That's just a foot in the door. The end goal is this process here to build our business. We're not like the web designers of old where they have to scrape together clients every single month to survive because they were one and done. Once they have a website built, that was it. And they have it's feast or famine there. For us, one website deal can lead to thousands of dollars over the course of a year on top of the website, because we can offer those monthly reoccurring marketing services. Okay. And again, those services help the clients, help the businesses bring in new customers and sales. So we're helping them make more money. And by doing that, they're going to happily pay you month after month after month. Okay. It's how you can have clients for years. Clients will come and go, but the beautiful thing about this website deal is once you've sold the website, they're essentially a client for life, right? There's someone that I can reach out to on occasion, even if they're not doing anything else with me, right? I have that connection now. And so for the fact that I offer stuff above and beyond the website, is my opportunity is always there to end up helping someone who didn't need the help initially with services to help them down the line because they're ready for it then, or circumstances change and they want the help. And again, it opens up a very powerful referral source for me as well. And that's how this really stacks on top of each other. Okay, does it make sense?